My name is Gunnar Rottweiler, 5 years of service, security patrol at Alcatraz Federal Penitentiary. I was trained for the worst: riot control, contraband detection, prisoner intimidation, armed intruder response. I thought I understood danger until that night, until cell 14D in Alcatraz prison. Because what I felt behind those bars wasn't human. It wasn't alive. It was something demonic, watching, waiting to take you. Something no training prepares you for. And when you face something like that, every instinct you have breaks. Before I continue, subscribe to the channel to never miss horror stories like this, and to honor the dogs who keep the evil away. Here at Midnight Barks, each story brings a new dog, a new place, a new terror. And this one will make you rethink what truly haunted Alcatraz before its doors finally closed. Now, let the barks guide you. Let's go. Alcatraz Island, San Francisco Bay, California. Federal Penitentiary from 1934 to 1963. They called it the Rock, maximum security prison for America's most dangerous criminals. Al Capone, Robert Stroud, Machine Gun Kelly. Over 1,500 prisoners passed through these walls. Some died here, some went insane here, and according to the old guards, some never really left. I've been working Alcatraz for 2 years with my partner Marcus, night security guard, 46 years old, former corrections officer. The prison is closed now, operates as a tourist attraction during the day. But at night, Marcus and I patrol alone. 3 floors of cell blocks. D block, the most feared section. Solitary confinement. The hall, in cell 1-4D. The archives say 14 men went into cell 1-4D for disciplinary isolation. 5 came out completely insane, speaking about red eyes in the darkness and voices that wouldn't stop. 3 died in that cell 1 by his own hands. 2, from what the reports called unexplained heart failure. The others refused to ever speak about what they experienced. Marcus told me once, every guard who worked D block reported the same thing about cell 14D. Unexplained cold spots, sounds of crying, and the feeling that something was watching from inside that cell. Even when it was empty. I'd never seen anything strange in 2 years. Just an old prison, empty cells, silence. Until that November night. Comment below and tell me what city you're watching from. I need to know how far this warning spreads. Because what happened at Alcatraz could happen at any old prison where evil men were broken by something worse than themselves. Thursday, November 12th, 11:47 p.m. Rain hammering against the prison windows. Storm rolling in from the Pacific. Wind howling across the island. The kind of night where the old building creaks and groans like something alive. Marcus and I were doing our first patrol of the night. Cell block C. Then moving toward D block. The prison was dark, except for our flashlights and the emergency lights casting long shadows down the cell rows. That's when we heard it. A scream, raw, desperate. The sound of a man losing his mind. It came from D block. Marcus stopped dead. What the hell? The scream came again, agonized. Then, it dissolved into laughter. Manic, broken laughter that echoed through the empty prison. "There's no one here," Marcus whispered. The last tour left at 6 p.m. We locked up. We're alone. But the laughter continued. Cell after cell, the sound bouncing off concrete and steel. Marcus grabbed his radio. "Control, this is Unit 4. We're hearing sounds in D block. Possible intruder. Requesting backup. Static." Then, Unit 4. All exterior cameras show no unauthorized entry. "You're clear. I'm telling you. Someone's in here." "Marcus, the island is locked down. No one can get in or out. You're probably hearing the storm, but that wasn't the storm. That was a human voice. Or something that used to be human." Marcus looked at me. "Come on, Gunnar." We checked D block. Standard sweep. We moved through the corridors toward D block, the main cell block that housed the worst of the worst. As we entered, my hackles rose. The air felt different here, heavier, oppressive. Marcus shined his light down the rows of cells. Empty, all of them. Doors open, bars rusted, darkness beyond. But I could smell something. Not decay, not age. Something else. Something wrong. We started walking down the main corridor. Cell after cell. Empty. silent, just our footsteps echoing. Then I saw him, in cell 8, a figure, standing in the shadows, pale, thin, prison uniform from decades ago. And his face, his smile, wide, too wide, malicious, evil. He was looking directly at Marcus, but Marcus walked right past, shining his light into the empty cell. "Clear," Marcus said. The figure's smile widened. He knew I could see him, and he knew Marcus couldn't. I growled low. Marcus stopped. "Gunner, what is it?" I turned to look at cell 12. Another figure. Same pale appearance. Same wrong smile. This one was standing at the bars, hands wrapped around the metal, staring at Marcus with dead eyes. Then cell 15. Another one. Cell 19. Another. Cell 23. More of them. They were in every cell now. Prisoners. Dead prisoners. All staring at Marcus. All smiling that malicious smile. All waiting. "Gunner, talk to me. What do you see?" I couldn't tell him. I could only growl, bark, try to warn him that we weren't alone, that we were surrounded. Then Marcus's light caught cell 14D, the most feared cell in Alcatraz. The door was closed, locked, but behind the bars, in the darkness, something moved. Not like the others. This was different, darker, more solid, more real. Marcus approached slowly. 14D. The isolation cell. He shined his light through the bars. At first, nothing, just an empty concrete cell. Small, 6 by 9 feet. No window, no light, just darkness. Then, I saw them, in the back corner of the cell. Eyes, red eyes, glowing in the shadows, not reflecting Marcus's light, glowing on their own, like embers, like hellfire. And the presence, massive, overwhelming, evil, concentrated and distilled into pure malice. This wasn't a dead prisoner. This was something else. Something demonic. Something that had been here long before Alcatraz. Something that fed on suffering, on madness, on broken minds. The eyes moved forward, closer to the bars. I could see the shape now. Tall, impossibly tall. Hunched because the cell was too small. Arms too long. Fingers like claws scraping against the concrete walls. Its form was black, pure black, like it absorbed all light around it. And from its head, 2 horns curved upward, twisted and sharp. Its face emerged into the dim light. Long, elongated, inhuman. The skin stretched tight over the skull. And the smile. That terrible smile. Wide, too wide, stretching from one side of that long face to the other. A grin of pure malevolence. And above that grin, those red eyes burned with ancient hatred. Then it opened its mouth, wider, impossibly wide, and I saw them. Inside its throat, dozens of tiny faces. Human faces, screaming, desperate, agonized. Each one a mind it had claimed. Each one trapped inside this demonic entity. Their mouths open in silent screams. Their eyes pleading for release that would never come. The 14 men from cell 14D, and countless others from throughout the decades. The laughter came from that mouth, from those tortured souls. A chorus of madness and despair. Marcus stumbled backward. Jesus Christ, what is that? He could see it now. The thing in cell 14D. The thing that drove 14 men insane. It made a sound, not a voice, not a growl. Something between a laugh and a scream. The sound vibrated through the concrete. I felt it in my chest, in my bones. It made a sound, not a voice, not a growl. Something between a laugh and a scream. And then it opened that massive mouth wide, revealing, again, those dozens of tortured faces inside, writhing, screaming silently, and the laughter started, deep, resonant, mocking, a sound made from stolen souls. The sound vibrated through the concrete, through the air, directly into our minds. Marcus dropped his flashlight. His hands went to his head. No, no, get out of my head. The laughter grew louder, and I watched Marcus change. His eyes went distant, empty, his face twisted into something that wasn't him. "It's all pointless," he whispered. "Everything, all of it. Why do we even try?" His hands moved to his belt, to his weapon. "Why do we keep fighting when we're all going to die anyway?" The thing in cell 14D laughed harder. its red eyes gleaming with triumph. This is what it did. This is how it broke those 14 men. It got inside their minds, made them see the futility, made them embrace despair, the evil working its way into their thoughts. Marcus pulled his weapon, but not at the cell, at himself. "Marcus, no," I barked, lunged forward, grabbed his jacket with my teeth, and pulled hard. "Get off." Marcus tried to shake me off. "Let me go. Don't you understand? It's all meaningless. We're trapped here. We've always been trapped." The laughter echoed louder. The dead prisoners in the other cells joined in. A chorus of madness. I dragged Marcus backward, 70 pounds, pulling a grown man. My teeth tore through his jacket. He stumbled. I kept pulling. Away from cell 14D, away from that laughter, away from the red eyes burning with demonic hatred. "No, let me go back. I need to go back." Marcus was fighting me, but I didn't let go. I pulled him down the corridor, 10 feet, 20 feet, 30 feet. His weapon clattered to the ground. I kept dragging him, away from that cell, away from that thing's influence. The laughter started to fade. Marcus stopped struggling. He collapsed against a wall, gasping. "What? What was I doing?" He looked at his hands, shaking. "I was going to. Gunner, I was going to. ... double quotes. Then the cell door opened. Cell 14D. The locked, sealed cell that hadn't been opened in decades. It swung wide with a scream of rusted metal, and the thing came out. It had to crouch to fit through the door. When it stood to full height in the corridor, it was over 7 feet tall, black as void. The horns on its head scraped against the ceiling, arms too long, fingers like claws scraping against the floor as it walked. That elongated face turned toward us, the wide smile never faltering. Those red eyes fixed on Marcus with predatory focus. It opened its mouth again. That enormous maw, and the faces inside those captured souls screamed, their voices joining into that terrible laughter that clawed at the mind. The dead prisoners emerged from their cells, walking through the bars, surrounding us, hurting us, blocking our escape. Marcus tried to stand, couldn't. "Gunner, run, save yourself." But I saw it, around Marcus's neck, a silver chain, a crucifix, small. Probably a gift from his mother or grandmother, something he wore but never talked about. I lunged forward, grabbed the chain with my teeth, pulled hard. The chain snapped. The crucifix fell into my mouth. I turned to Marcus, dropped it into his shaking hands. He looked at it, then at me, then at the creature bearing down on us, and something changed in his eyes. Not emptiness anymore, not despair, faith, hope, defiance. "Our Father," Marcus whispered, his voice shaking but growing stronger. "Who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name." The creature stopped. Its laughter faltered. "Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, on earth as it is in heaven." I stood in front of Marcus, barking, not in fear, in courage, in faith. Every bark was a challenge. Every growl was a declaration. "You will not have him. You will not break him. We stand together against this evil. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses." The demonic creature screamed, a sound of pure rage and pain. It stumbled backward, the red eyes flickering. Marcus raised the crucifix. His voice was strong now, commanding, "As we forgive those who trespass against us. Lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil." I barked louder, fiercer, standing my ground. Light against evil, faith against despair. The demonic entity writhed, its form flickering. The dead prisoners around us began to fade, their malicious smiles turning to fear, to confusion, to nothing. "For thine is the kingdom, and the power, and the glory, forever and ever. Amen." The creature shrieked one final time, then it retreated, stumbling backward, towards cell 14D, the red eyes dimming, the skeletal form dissolving into shadow. It crawled back into that cell, and the door slammed shut behind it. The prison fell silent, the oppressive weight lifted. The air became breathable again. Marcus collapsed, the crucifix still clutched in his hand. He looked at me, tears streaming down his face. "You saved me. When that thing got in my head, you pulled me away. You gave me this." He held up the crucifix. "You reminded me what to fight with." I pressed against him. We'd faced it together, and we'd won. The next day, Marcus filed a detailed report, the real one, about Cell 1 for D, about the demonic entity trapped inside, about how it affects the mind, about how faith and courage are the only defenses against such evil. The prison administration wanted to seal D Block permanently. Marcus refused. No, he said, we don't run from it. We don't pretend it's not there. We learn how to face it, how to resist it, because if we don't, someday someone will open that cell, not knowing what demonic force is inside, and they won't be prepared. Marcus stayed at Alcatraz. I stayed with him. We patrolled D Block every night. We train the new guards. We teach them about Cell 1 for D, about the signs of mental intrusion, about keeping faith, about standing together. Some nights, we still hear the laughter. We still see the red eyes watching from behind those bars, but it doesn't come out anymore. It knows we're not afraid. It knows we're prepared. Marcus wears the crucifix every night now, and I walk beside him, guardian and partner, because that's what we do. We stand watch. We hold the line. We face the darkness so others don't have to.
If this horror story gave you chills, hit that like button and tell me in the comments, what place should the next story happen in? Don't forget to subscribe to Midnight Barks for more real horror told by the dogs who lived it. And remember, if your dog pulls you back, growls at empty darkness, or refuses to step forward, trust them. They see what you don't. Listen to your dog. Stand with your dog. Always.